What's going on, Buff Nation? Welcome back to another video. So we knew this video was coming, right? After all the drama that went down with Jimbo Fisher and Stephen A. Smith, and everyone just kind of assuming that Coach Prime was now a candidate for Texas A&M, that once his press conference were to happen, that we would get some sort of response from that, his opinions, his thoughts, etc. Now, two people asked about it. I believe they didn't do the best job asking it directly, leaving things open for let's say mayhem, and I'll explain what I mean by that in just a moment by the comment section, because there wasn't a clear, decisive question. I don't feel like we got a clear, decisive answer. Some people are going to play it that way, but I'll play the guys here the clip in just a moment so you guys can see what I'm saying. And then we're also going to know he addressed the robberies that happened. They did find the young men that robbed the jewelry back at the UCLA game, and he was asked about that as well. But I do want to take a moment and give a shout out to the comment section. You guys let me know that we don't talk about he that not shall not be named moving forward. And I do want to say I appreciate you guys giving me your feedbacks and your thoughts. And although we were, on our channel here in a disagreement of what his comments were, I totally understand the fact of giving that person a platform when it's not needed, because if their opinion is so skewed, why even address the opinion? So thanks for keeping me in check. I appreciate it. Sometimes I ignore the comments because they can be a little out of hand, but this time they were healthy and great feedback. So thank you to everyone that kept me in check and kept it rolling. Let's keep it rolling because we did just pass 2,000 subs. So welcome to the family. To everyone that has subscribed, keep on smashing the like button, subscribing, much appreciated. But let's dive into the first question. So right off the rip, the question wasn't very precise. It wasn't direct enough, in my opinion, and left it open for him to kind of answer it the way that he felt. The question was in regards to Stephen A. Smith and what he said. What were his thoughts on Stephen A. Smith's question? And here's what he said.
Vacancy. I want to win. I want to win a game. So you think I really do sit down and think about that kind of stuff? Like what strikes me about that, about myself, that you guys really think I sit down and say, yeah, Stephen A., yeah. Like, come on, I'm good. Like, we got to win.
So again, no really answer. I think she was trying to ask, like, hey, they think that you should be the coach at Texas A&M. Stephen A. Smith does. What do you think? She didn't ask that way. It was like, hey, what are your thoughts on his comments? And it's like, well, I don't care about his comments. You think I sit around waiting for Stephen A. to make a hot take, basically? And look, he's not wrong for that. But again, unfortunately, people wanted a direct answer. Dan Lanning gave one. Norvell gave one. All guys that are currently candidates for this job basically said, no, I'm here. This is where I'm going to be. Now, it was asked again a little bit later on in regards to recruiting. And the question, again, I felt was misguided, because you can take this in a multitude of directions. But he was asked about recruiting. What do you tell parents? I'm going to play the clip, and then we'll talk about it. Here we go.
On Keeler,
there we go.
There you go. Here comes your Howard. No, yeah. When you don't care about the noise for us, wherever else, but parents do. They hear it when they come to you and say,
what parents have heard it that you know of? That
parents who have X, I would imagine,
have come to me. I mean, you making an assumption. I want to know what parents have come.
Have any come to you? Do they say to you, what would you say to them that they said, are you going to coach my kid? Are you going to be here in 2-3 years to coach my kid? What do you tell them? What do you say to them?
I tell them what I told them when they came. I'm here. Like I tell them my mother's here, my sister's here, my dog is here, my daughter's here, three of my sons are here. My other daughter comes during every home game. We're here. I get mail here. I claim taxes here. I pay taxes here. I'm sorry. I'm here. I don't hear that. I don't hear that. Maybe our recruiting staff hears it, but I don't hear it. I'm too honest, not with parents, and I'm going to tell them the truth.
So look, two parts to the problem with the question. Let's address the back half first, which we talked about on our show yesterday. If I'm here, his family's here, and that was the biggest thing that I said. I said, look, do I believe Coach Prime will eventually move on into bigger, better opportunities? I do believe that. I think that's the ultimate goal, and anybody who supports Prime and what he's doing should want that. Even though if you're a Buff fan, I understand that's just the way of the land. It's a stepping stone, I believe. It could be a home, but I believe it is a stepping stone. This quickly, probably not, but currently his family is there. Sons are there. They're out playing there. And that was my biggest factor of, look, all the other things, again, because money, recruiting, living situations, all those are very easily, flipped over. But he's created a family in Colorado. I believe him. I understand what he's saying. I mean, when he chose to go to Colorado, I'm sure he put a lot of thought into, like, hey, this is, going to be a home for the next few years. But the question, like, hey, what do you tell recruits' parents? Are you going to be here in a couple of years? The flip side of that is, of course, your plan is always to be there. But they're thinking that he's going to leave intentionally. And I'm not saying he's going to be fired, but what about the flip side when a coach has the potential to be fired, right? You don't ask questions to coaches that are on the hot seat. Hey, what do you tell recruits if you're on the hot seat? The question, in my opinion, was poorly asked. It left it to be open, which got people in the comments section like, he wasn't direct. He didn't say no. He wasn't, adamant about it. Nobody really asked the question like, hey, are you going to leave for Texas A&M? And so until that question was asked, or like, hey, has Texas A&M reached out to you in regards to the opening position? That would have been the question that I feel like all of us wanted to ask. The way that you word it, you're going to get my opinion, not what you're looking for answer, a weirdly worded answer. So look, I felt that he answered it as what was asked, because the question was, what do you tell recruits? What do you tell the parents if you're going to be here in a couple of years? And obviously that's probably coming from also that recruit that just decommitted, Winston Watkins Jr., from, that 4-star that's committed in 2025, that he doesn't believe that Coach Prime will be there. Well, that's his feeling. He sees the writing on the wall. He sees how things are maneuvering. So he's just like, look, if Coach Prime continues to have the success that he is having, then maybe somebody will come out and poach him. Who knows? Again, everyone's going to draw things to a lot of conclusion because it was left a little uncovered, but I don't blame Coach Prime in his response. I blame more the reporters not being pressing enough. I feel like they should have dropped the hammer and asked a legitimate question. They usually do a pretty good job of letting them know how they feel and what they think, and he gives the same in response. So, well, again, it's going to be something that I think continues to stay appealing. Dan Lanning came out and said that he was not going anywhere. He loved it in Oregon. Mike Norvell was a little skittish in his response. So we'll see. I believe if Texas A&M was a real legitimate threat, that this would have been something that was coming in the works last year, because Jimbo Fisher's seat was warming up last year. This didn't come out of nowhere. And if I'm Texas A&M, I probably would have made a call sooner or later saying, hey, we've got something coming here. I want to see what you're doing. But obviously, Coach Prime also was still at Jackson State. His resume at Boulder and the splash that he made at Boulder hadn't happened yet. So a lot of those things to think about. Again, Stephen A. Smith, I don't disagree with him. I think we all can agree that it would be exciting to see him in a Power 5, but I also think he enjoys what he's building right now and just trying to grasp that atmosphere as much as he possibly can. But let me know your thoughts on how he responded in the comments below. Do you agree with it? Do you feel that he wasn't open enough, or do you feel that he was and people are going to try to just pull anything out of air as much as they possibly can? Again, I want to hear from you. Be sure to smash the like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.